lane. And we have Lodestone in the short lane against Deadwood and the Geomancer offensive duel lane in the top lane. To answer your question in chat, you need to read the title. It will explain to you what's going on. And those will be the lanes for both sides. The creeps have now spawned. So we will be seeing a dual support lineup versus a jungler and single support. And it's safe to say that the Hellborn's lineup is a bit greedier with the Tempest addition. It does end up being, you can call Tempest a secondary core because he enables the Hammerstorm to outcarry the duo core lineup of both the Arachna and the Sir Bensington. However, they will be relying very heavily on the Elemental Voids this game to enable Hammerstorm to outcarry an Arachna Sir Bensington lineup because the Arachna in the team fights is going to be okay. They actually port the Geomancer. Did they actually port the Geomancer down here? I missed that completely. They actually get the kill onto the Voodoo Jester. They spot him out with this lane ward here from Mex, who by the way is back for game number 2. So it was soul ringing here in game number 1. They get the kill onto Voodoo Jester, and they immediately TP both the Hammerstorm and the Voodoo Jester to the top lane. Tempest now in the offensive jungle. He's going to say hello to the Boots Geomancer, so he's going to be very annoying, but he's going to take a lot of pressure here from the elementals. But with the addition of a Luna rotating over, they will end up forcing out the Tempest. He's going to run right into the Arachna, and well, I think he should be okay. He throws out the Glacial Blast Stun just to be on the safe side, but he will make his way back into his own jungle. He will unfortunately be greeted with a blocked camp here, but he will have the remainder camps to work with. So we have now transitioned the lane, so a lot of ports came out from the side of Team Tim, forcing, or based from the rotations from BEC. So I believe it was 3 TPs in total, 1 on the Lodestone, the Hammerstorm, and the Voodoo Jester. So minus 150 gold to start things off for them. Electrician, he's going to be harassed here by the Geomancer, making his presence felt in the mid lane for Arachna. But Tempest now, he's in his own jungle, so he will continue to get his farm up. Lodestone, he is level 3, but he has no mana currently for a Rocket Drill. Top lane, Deadwood, he's going to take some heavy pressure here, but no spells up on the Voodoo Jester. Hammerstorm without the boots. Not really able to get in range for anything. Geomancer, he will make his way now up into the top lane where it looks like they will try to contest the Hammerstorm and the Voodoo Jester lane. Voodoo Jester will end up going down there. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, I missed that one as Electrician actually gets a kill onto the Arachna. Oh my god, there was a kill in every single lane at the same time. What the heck just happened? So we had Lodestone go down. That one doesn't surprise me. He was very low on mana, and Bensington is very capable of catching up to an Illuniston with the Joust. But we had a kill in the top lane on Voodoo Jester. The one that surprised me the most was Electrician killing Arachna in the mid lane. And that was with a level 1 grip and a maxed out electric shield. So Tempest once again. Can these guys stop dying? Jesus Christ. Geomancer falls to Cursed Ground and Hammer Throw. Tempest Veiled Rots and decides to come back into the Legion's jungle, which I actually find to be quite interesting. Like, I'm not sure why he decided to give up his free jungle, with it only being a solo Lodestone down here, but perhaps the idea is that he wants to try to gank the Arachna before she gets to level 6, because Electrician is doing quite well in the mid lane already. And they don't have any vision of this, so this could very well be a kill onto the Arachna. We're gonna have the grip come out here. The elementals are gonna put some good pressure. The slow coming out. Tempest, he doesn't have the meteor, but they will take him out. Meanwhile, the Geomancer dies again in the top lane. This time they trade for a Voodoo Jester kill, so support for support. And it's a 5-4 hero kill lead in favor of BEC. Tempest now with the level 5, he is putting a lot of pressure onto the tier 1 tower. They're gonna almost get the kill onto the tower here. They're gonna stop attacking, so oh, the Hammerstorm actually died as well. That's a good point. So they got 2 kills for the 1. Maybe I should pay more attention to top lane. Apparently there's a lot of action up there. Here comes a lot of rotations from BEC in the mid lane. Tempest, he will end up falling here as a Rotten Grass will connect him as well. They rotate 4 players here to get that kill onto Tempest, and the tower is not in deny range just yet.
You are cleansed for
The top rune will be camped here by the Geomancer and the Deadwood. Electrician will go for the bottom rune. Who is the lucky winner? It is BEC with the regen. But they will probably just take the regen because there's no bottle in the Arachna. So this rotation from Geo should be spotted out by Electrician. They should know that he is in the nearby area. And Elec could be in some trouble here, as both the Aluna and the Geo are coming in. The dig stun, it will be avoided. Here comes a Emerald Lightning stun into a power throw. Will he actually make the escape now due to that missed Geomancer stun? The slow's coming in from Arachna. He is very low. There's another dig stun. And it will be missed, but the Earth's Grasp will connect and take him out. So Electrician does end up going down. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, we have Sir Bensington. He doesn't have a TP, but he has a Nightfall. He actually just walks back up the cliff. Okay. We almost have the level 6 on the Deadwood for Willowmaker. Bensington, he's still sitting on very low HP. I'm not sure if he's baiting or if they're... Geomancer is here with the Luna. They are not sure if there's any follow-up behind this Tempest. Tempest will port on out though, as he will run into Geomancer at the very last second. Ports into the mid lane actually. They're gonna try to get this kill on the tower. And it will go down. Comes a Cursed Ground stun into a... Nope, Hammer can't get in range for a hammer throw. A little bit too slippery there on the Deadwood as he has the Ghost Marchers. Tries to land a Rotten Grass but will not connect. And we haven't seen any Nightfalls being used. Shatterstorm is now available on the Lodestone. We have all these ultimates ready to go. Tempest is going to get caught out here. Will they go down? The power throw will snipe him out. Arachna already used her Spider Sting. And Electrician might go down. Yes, where did he go? He just got Willowmakered into the ground. He didn't even leave a corpse. That's sad times. That's a 5-player rotation from BEC. Joust in the bot lane. Trying to bait out the Rocket Drill, looks like. Veiled Rod in here from the Electrician. Tempest, he has no Elemental Void. Here comes the Rocket Drill in the grip. Glowstone will go down. Tempest will avoid the stun from Bensington. Joust coming in onto Voodoo. Twig. Twigged. Twigged. Head smash. Are they gonna turn it around though? I don't know if there's any team support. Bensington might just kill him. Yep. That was very odd. Lodestone just charging in with no team support. Feeding a kill to Sir Bensington. Very strange. Red ward comes out. Mechs with the ward right before their ward. They do get the kill though in the bottom lane. Arachnoport's in. And they're going to try to get the catch here. Bensington jousts in. Tempest will stun. Here comes a dig stun. It will miss, but the Earth's Grasp will do some good damage. Bensington, will he be able to make the escape here? Looks like he will. Geo uses the golden apple. Bensington will TP home. He has a Nightfall ready to go. He might Nightfall back in any second now. Data, data. Okay, no, he's griefing. Anyway, he's looking for the right lineup. Here comes the Rotten Grass. It's going to land 2 man. Sir Bensington ulti. Will Bensington end up falling, though, is the question. He has a Joust ready to go. He uses the power supply. He will turn it around. They get the kill on the Lodestone. And now Electrician, he's getting slowed up by the Spider. A Rotten Grass into a Willowmaker comes out onto Electrician. He goes down. And Voodoo Jester is very low, but Tempest Elementals are doing a lot of damage here. And Deadwood, he will be fine, so it ends up being a 1 team fight for BEC. As they only lose the Geomancer, they get kills onto the Tempest. That might have been earlier, actually. They get the kills onto the Electrician and the Lodestone. Have a tree, says Deadwood. So Hammerstorm has his Whispering picked up, Whispering Helm. Tempest going for the Ghost Marchers. He has the Bottle in the Ring of the Teacher. He's level 8. He's more so acting as like a support this game, just kind of running around and ganking, securing tower kills, trying to help out the other lanes as much as he can. But other than that, we have the Sorcery Boots on the Electrician. He's now level 9. The maxed out Electric Shield. The Deadwood has both the Ghost Marchers and the Lex Talionis, so he will probably go for a Portal Key next, but quite a bit of build up. So 3-0 for stat line, quite good. Rachna, she picks up an Astrolabe. She will have some early game presence now with sustain between the Steam Boots and the Astrolabe. They're going to go for a kill here on the Hammerstorm. Here comes the Crystal Field into the Dig Stun. Deadwood Punch, and that will do it as Hammerstorm goes down. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, we have Tempest with an Elemental Void ready to go. He will line it up onto the solo Sir Bensington. Here comes Electrician with the grip onto Bensington. They will get the kill. G-Master Dig Stun's in onto the Tempest, and that could be disastrous as he goes down. The Pizza Taunt comes out from Mr. Tempest there. They get the 2 kills onto Sir Bensington and the Geomancer in exchange for their fallen Hammerstorm in the top lane. And now they will look to put some pressure here on the tier 2 tower with the Elementals splitting up. Meanwhile, in the top lane again, Deadwood picks up a 2nd kill, this time on the Voodoo Jester. And Deadwood forces out some teleports here as well to defend the tower, but they do lose their tier 2 tower in the bot lane as Tempest pushes it in. So some good early tower pushes coming in from the Tempest to keep up the pressure. They now take a 2,800 gold and 1,600 experience lead. Arachna will say hello to Tempest here. Not good in range for the Spider Sting, unfortunately. It looks like he will box him off of this rune, perhaps. He will destroy it, actually. Arachna takes a lot of pressure.
The Hellborn have destroyed a Legion tower.
Meanwhile, they get the kill on the tower in the top lane to the creeps. So Hammerstorm, he's getting closer to his Twin Blades. Should have enough gold for the Arcana piece. And Portal Key picked up on the Electrician. So a very early Portal Key at the 14-minute mark. With all of these towers, they are the first team to pick up a Portal Key. They're possibly going to go for a kill here in the top lane on the Deadwood. Hammerstorm charging in though. I'm not sure why he is leading the line. It should be starting off with the portal key, but here comes the Shadow Storm. It lands onto Arachna. They burst on Arachna. Crystal Field comes out. Nightfall and a beautiful Joust lands onto the Lodestone. It ends up being 2 for 1, and it's going to be more as Electrician is going to get locked on in a Rotten Grasp here. 3 for 1 now. Double tap coming out for Dutch on the Bensington. I think Hammerstorm's going to go down here as well. Here comes the whole kitchen sink, the power throws, the dig stuns, the Earth Grasp, or no Earth Grasp, but everything landing on top of the Hellborn's head. And it's a 4 for 1 team fight as they only lose the Arachna. Tempest also not having an Elemental Void at the time. Kind of an interesting team decision there to go for a fight in the top lane. So that will hinder their gold advantage, but they still have a 1500 gold lead on the side of Team Tim despite a terrible team fight. The tower will end up going down. Aluna, she will try to make the juke. She has the Deja Vu, but might not even need to port to it. Here comes a Cursed Ground actually, so Aluna will end up falling as they get the kill on the tower. Space created. Bensington will work on some stacks here. I believe he should be close to Thunderclaw. He does have some quite decent build-up with the bottle, the Toxin Claws, Iron Shield, the power supply, but I do believe he's missing only the recipe for Thunderclaw. Just hasn't decided to pick anything up. Arachna gets caught way out of position here as she was going for a kill, I think, on the Lodestone, but Lodestone survives. And I believe it's 550... 600, so he needs 100 more gold, I think, for the Thunderclaw. This is a pure guess speculation based on GPM. 17-minute Thunderclaw seems about right with his current GPM. 20 more gold, I think we'll see the Thunderclaw being picked up. Tempest, by the way, with a portal key, is thinking about setting something up. We have Geomancer here getting gone on. Electrician dead. Tempest doesn't have mana for the hole. I don't think he would have the damage as well. He does a nice job of avoiding the dig stun, the PK from Geomancer, but will he make the
Gruesome twosome.
No, he will not. Some very greedy plays coming out from the side of Hellborn. The portal key is almost picked up on the Lodestone, however. Needs 400 more gold. Deadwood just picked up his portal key, and a nice timing as he hits the level 11 mark on top of the Lex Talionis. So the Hammerstorm has to be quite careful to the Deadwood. He's going to work on some Ancients here. Uses the Brute Strength to cleave them down as well. The Jester will run into Deadwood. He gets the stun up, but boom! Here comes the boom! Oh man, come on, Max. You didn't need that power throw. That was from downtown though, so it had to throw the whole map.
You are cleansed of death.
Dig stun in the mid lane. Here comes the Tempest ultimate. That's not going to be stopped. A full duration, but here comes the Nightfall from Bensington as the counter initiation. Shortcut will go down on the Geomancer. Shadowstorm will connect onto the Deadwood, but Deadwood will survive, and they turn it around onto Lodestone with the Twig of Bensington. So it ends up being a 1-for-1 exchange when it's all said and done. 2-for-1 in total, with Voodoo Jester dying prior to the fight. So the Tempest Elemental Void almost setting up the Nightfall for the opposing side in a sense, as they had all grouped up on top of the hole. It landed a pretty nice Nightfall there. And there is the finished Thunderclaw. He will start to work in the jungle. I want to assume he's going to go for the full Hyper Crown, but it is not out of the question to see a Whispering Helm picked up before the Thunderclaw, or before the Hyper Crown gets finished. So we will see one of the two coming out from Sir Bensington, and most likely a Shrunken Head to follow up whatever he buys next, either the full Hyper Crown or the Whispering. Arachna's sitting on 1800 gold. I do think we could see something like a Geometer's Bane, perhaps. Um, it's tough to say. I do think he needs some form of mobility, because right now he is very unmobile with the Steam Boots. And I think Geometer's Bane makes quite a lot of sense. Electrician is going to set something up here on the Arachna. They're looking for the team support. Tempest is here with the portal key. But Aluna is here in the background as well as Geomancer. They're going to go in with a Dixon onto the Tempest. Are they going to be able to bring it down? Here comes a counter grip from Electrician. Shorkin will go down to the Electric Shield. And they do not get the kill on the tower. Very, very offensive jump there. Meanwhile, in the top lane, they get the kill onto Hammerstorm with the Deadwood and the Sir Bensington. So almost acting like a distraction as he sacrifices himself in the mid lane so they can get a kill on a Hammerstorm. So in that sense, it does make a little bit of sense that they go for some weird looking play, but they do not get the tower kill and they do not set up any kills in the mid lane while this was going on. So the kill on the Hammerstorm quite good. He is now 1-4 on the Hammerstorm. And the GPM charts are very, very even here in game number 2. We're seeing the cores all at around the 400 to 300 mark, and then the supports all around 200 GPM. But Aluna actually sitting on 300 GPM, higher than the Arachna. So Mex doing what he does best, which is having very high GPM on the Aluna. He even picks up the Ghost Marchers. Bottom lane, we have, well, this is just Tempest and Electrician farming. Never mind me. Bensington, he is pulling 2100 gold, so he's getting very close to his full Hyper Crown. Let's see, he needs 1800 for the Warp Clef, and is it 800? So 2600 total. Very close to the Hyper Crown. The mid tower will get denied here by Voodoo Jester. We have Veiled Rot on the Electrician once again. He picks up a Gnome's Wisdom to follow up his Portal Key. There is the full Hyper Crown. And I think I mentioned the Portal Key already on Tempest. He's sitting on 1400 gold. The Twin Blades, and he will be looking to go, I believe, into Shrunken Head next, but we'll see. There are lots of things that are good against him through Shrunken, but he does, I think, still need one to not get stunned up. So Hammer will need quite a bit of items this game to come online. We might also see the Portal Key, a very standard pickup on the Hammerstorm nowadays to follow up the Twin Blades so that he can get in position for his damage. We also have the Portal Key on Lodestone, so we have, okay, so we have quadruple Portal Key on the side of Hellborn. So many, many Portal Keys and only one, or they actually pick up a Portal Key on the Arachna. So I was saying that Arachna did need mobility this game. It was feeling like he was very unmobile. So the Portal Key does actually have quite a lot of sense here. Or make a lot of sense. We have many, many Veiled Rots. They might catch the Sir Bensington here. Electrician is going to go in with the grip. Here comes the stun with the Rocket Drill. Bensington, he will get bursted down. The Crystal Field was put down, but a little bit too late. It will not connect onto anyone. And they actually do get the kill on the Geomancer as well. It ends up being a double tap for Electrician. And they hold the tower in the bottom lane, actually. So, Team Tim will go full force here into the Legion's jungle, but they will not find anything more. Deadwood picks up a Mighty Blade. He will be going toward a Shrunken Head, which is quite good. But the Sir Bensington dying will slow down his farm quite a bit. He is now sub 400 GPM with the only the second death actually, compared to the Hammerstorm with 4. So the towers, I think, the tower kills are making quite a bit of a difference as there are 2 more towers taken for Hellborn. Looks like Lodestone's working on a Storm Spirit. Tablet finished on a Luna. So everyone on the side of Big Hugo Crew has some good items. Still nothing on the Voodoo Jester, but everyone having Portal Keys otherwise. on Hellborn. Looks like we'll probably see the Shrunken next on Tempest. He's pulling quite a bit of gold. So the game has slowed down quite a bit here. Build right on the Lodestone. Looks like Lodestone's going to try to find the people hiding in the top lane. We have Voodoo coming up here. They might almost use him as a bait to try to get some kills on the cores. Hammerstorm, though, he is going to show himself. And that is actually the guy they are probably more likely to take out. Deadwood will use his clear cutting here to make a path. Arachna, though, is she going to get baited out here? They're going to go for the kill on the hammer, but here comes the bait. The rocket drill comes in, the Nightfall, and Hammerstorm will probably fall here. Yes, he does. Will they get any return kills? Voodoo Jester goes down as well. It's a 2 for nothing. Shadowstorm hits onto Arachna. Here comes the Dick Stun from Geomancer. The Elemental Void, but it was too late. They already lost 3 players, and they will make it 4. As it ends up being a double tap for Geomancer. Will it be a team genocide? Yes, it will. As they get the kill onto Electrician as well. It was a 5 for nothing team fight. What started off as a bait from the on the Voodoo Jester ended up being disastrous as they got the burst onto the Hammerstorm. And I think I'm going to eat my words here and say that the Deadwood is actually quite decent against the Hammerstorm, as it turns out. The lockdown from the Willowmaker and the Rotten Grasp with the Lex is just proving to be very troublesome, as it's been setting up some beautiful Nightfalls for Sir Bensington. Oh, I'm stupid. It was a 5 for 1. They lost Arachna. It was not 5 for nothing. Excuse me, 5 for 1. But still a very, very, very good team fight for VEC. They pick up the Shrunken now on the Deadwood. And Arachna looks like he might be building toward something like a Hellflower as he picks up an Arcana. I don't think we can't see Twin Blades. That would make 0 sense. Resto Stone, Harkons, and Hellflower. I think we will see the Hellflower on top of the Portal Key as he will jump and lock down somebody. Electrician picks up the plate mail, so it looks like he will be building into either a demonic breastplate or a frostfield plate, which I think either are both good choices. We'll probably see the frostfield plate. It synergizes a little bit better with the electrician, giving him more mana pool with the intelligence. I would say that both are quite good options though, but Deadwood, he's going to go in here with Willowmaker on the Hammerstorm. Here comes the Nightfall, and once again they get the kill onto Hammerstorm. Tempest will go down to the double damage to Bensington with the Shrunken Head as well. It's a double tap coming out for Bensington, and they get the kills onto both the 2 cores of Tempest and Hammerstorm, so they will look to turn this into a push. Now Tempest, he does have a buyback and Elemental Void coming up in 10 seconds. The question is, do they want to take a fight without the Hammerstorm? And I don't think they can, honestly. They are going to buy back on the Tempest here. Here comes a Shatterstorm initiation to get the grip onto Bensington. They burst him down very quickly. Crystal Field comes out. They get the kill onto Lodestone. Tempest will land a 2-man hole, but it will be stopped by the Deadwood after about 2 seconds. Arachna is trying to hold his ground here. He uses the Astrolabe, and the Cursed Ground should tick him down there. And the Geomancer will also fall, so the buyback from Tempest is proving to be quite good, as they got the very quick burst on the Bensington with the Shatterstorm and the grip from Electrician. So well played by them there, but they did end up losing the Lodestone, and they got a buyback from the Tempest with about half the tower damage being dealt here to the tier 3 tower.
You are cleansed for death.
You are cleansed for death. They're gonna try to go for the Kongor here, it looks like. Hammer will use the Root Strength. Electrician with the Regen Rune is going to tank some damage here on the Kongor. Luna, by the way, picking up a Portal Key, so Every time I see Mex play a Luna, he's so farmed. He's 370 gold per minute. He is the same farm as the Deadwood, the second highest farmer in his team. Deadwood, by the way, speaking of him, he gets a kill here on the Tempest. A nice solo kill coming out from Volca. Even uses the Shrunken just to guarantee that he makes the escape as well. Oh my god, that's so BM. They get the Kongor kill. It's like we'll have damage from Hammer, movement speed. I'm actually surprised Hammer takes damage and not movement speed. Movement speed on the Lodestone, Voodoo Jester. Damage on the Electrician, I guess, is okay. But yeah, the Aluna is actually the second highest farmer in the team. The secondary, I guess you could call him the secondary support because Geo is acting like a main support kind of in a way, but also kind of not. They're both supporting equally. Champion Inuishi comes out for Volk as he gets the kill, or Deadwood onto the Electrician. An immediate buyback from Electrician. We're going to have a Shadow Storm being channeled. It will not land onto anyone. The Shrunken Head is popped from Sir Bensington. They will get the kill onto Lodestone, and this is a disastrous team fight coming out for Team Tim. They have no Elemental Void for another 20 seconds. Tempest will blink in. They might get this kill here onto the Geomancer, who has overextended. Arachna, the bounces from the coconut of the acid cocktail, and Arachna will fall. They get the tower kill, but here comes the Nightfall. It does a good damage. They get the kill onto Voodoo Jester, and Sir Bensington will joust in on the Electrician. He will use the Purge. Here comes a buyback from Tempest. Second buyback. He has a hole ready to go. And he will use the Elemental Void here on the Sir Bensington and the Deadwood. Do they have the damage to bring down Sir Bensington, though? He is manning up. They want this kill on the Tempest. It ends up being a dieback. They get the kill on the Sir Bensington, and now Aluna is on the run. She will try to do a nice deja vu. Will she look to use a port? No, she will not. She will just use the tablet, and she will portal key to safety. You are cleansed for death, but he will unfortunately not be able to chase anyone further, so it ends up being another solid fight for BEC. They do lose the Bensington, but the buyback on the Tempest, or more so the dieback, going to further enhance their gold lead, which is now almost 10k and 10k, respectively. The hopes of Tempest picking up a Shrunken Head now are very, very minimal, as it would be a very, very late Shrunken Head. I mean, he still could get one, but he just bought back twice and did die, so he lost a large chunk of gold, which is very unfortunate. The Hammerstorm still not quite at his Shrunken Head just yet. The Arachna, I want to say she's getting very close to her Hellflower, but with the 275 GPM, perhaps still needing both the Arcanas remaining. We're going to see the Soul's Bulwark get picked up here by the Deadwood. And Aluna picks up an Acolyte Staff, so she's going to be going for a Sheep Stick, it looks like here, which would be a very, very nice pickup for BEC. They have the Sand Scepter on the Geomancer, which is, I want to say that's for the Tempest Stun? What else can you purge? Can't purge Cursed Ground. I guess you could purge Mojo. I'm not sure, actually. Not a lot of stuff. They have Geomancer leading the front lines with the Geostock. Electrician gets a grip onto the Deadwood. Deadwood still has a Shrunken. Can he get it off? He does. He already used his Willowmaker. And Lodestone is has already used the Shatter Storm. And everyone will fall back, it looks like, from BEC. The grip comes out onto Arachna in the top lane. Here comes a Spider Sting, but more so defensive just to run away. And Team Tim holds off a aggressive pusher without their Elemental Void, so that is good news for them. Sir Bensington, he was very content with not using the Nightfall there. He picks up a Firebrand, so we will most likely see the Geometer's Bane to follow up the Hyper Crown. Electrician, I think he's getting close to his Frostfield Plate. They did finish the Storm Spirit on the Lodestone. Shrunken is now completed on the Hammerstorm as well. We're going to see a Rocket Drill initiation here onto the Deadwood. Deadwood will get locked on by the grip and he will end up falling. As that was actually the bloodbath streak from Volca. He was 10-0 on the Deadwood, so his perfect performance here on the Deadwood has unfortunately come to a conclusion. He does get brought down, now sporting the 10-1-19 stat line instead of the 10-0. How sad, how sad. Power throws are going to try to counter push the top tower here. They do get the deny with the Arachna. The Spider Sting causing some disruption for Electrician. Geomancer trying to get the kill onto the Electrician. Nightfall does secure the kill. Benzington misses the joust. Will they have the damage? Yes, they will. The power throw cleans up the lodestone. So they get the deny and 2 kills in exchange for their Deadwood falling prior to the fight. And Benzington Illusions AFK in the bottom lane. Dutch unfortunately doesn't have them bound. He would have to click on them to attack the tower, which that would be just too much micro for the man from the Netherlands. But they will end up putting some pressure in onto Hammer for the meanwhile of their short lifespan. We have second Arcana picked up on Arachna, so he needs one more piece for the Hellflower. The Frostfield Plate was completed on Electrician. He is now a bit tankier. Double damage rune on the Benzington. It's going to get bottled up. The Dig Stun will miss on the Tempest as he portal keys to safety. I want to say Tempest has some items in his stash. Maybe a Mighty Blade, maybe something. But I would like to see him get rid of the Hatchet. Pick up a Mighty Blade, just help him live a little bit longer in the fights, because he will be needing that Shrunken Head. And there's the full Geometer's Bane on the Benzington being sent out on the Courier now. Aluna is getting very close to a Sheepstick. I think she needs like another 1200 gold or something. Close to that. There's the Perpetual Cogwheel. She needs the 1500 for the Luminous Prism. Or actually, I think she has it. Oh man, does Luna have a sheep already? She does. She has the Sheepstick. Very impressive. 37-minute Sheepstick coming out. The 8-1 and 14 stat line. 410 gold per minute. Right behind the Benzington. So Luna is actually the secret carry, not the Arachna, behind the Benzington. Power throws coming into the mid lane, scouting out some movement from our Hellborn side. And that will be the second Kongor for our Legion side. It looks like Hellborn has still only done the one Kongor. There's a spawning here in 1 minute, so we will probably see a fight for either the Token of Life or the defense of the token. There's the Hellflower picked up on Arachna. Geomancer, he's going to get spotted out here by the Elementals of Tempest, so they are well aware of this scouting coming out from BEC. They are still hanging around here on 3 players, which I'm not sure what the plan is here. Tempest, he could very well get caught out of position. Deadwood is going to go in here. The Storm Spirit comes out onto Lowstone. Voodoo Jester, he's going to get locked on the grass. People go down. The right clicks from Hammerstorm take out the Geomancer in the background. Shadowstorm will land onto the Arachna. Here comes the power throws. Lowstone will end up going down. The Storm Spirit is now used. Sheepstick from Maluna onto Electrician in the background. Hammerstorm pounding in the right clicks to Benzington. It will force him to fall back. He does still have a Nightfall ready to go. He throws out a Twig. It will do some decent damage. Meanwhile, the rest of the team is dealing with Electrician. And Benzington, he is going to fall to the Hammerstorm. So they do get the kill on the Benzington. Will it come at a cost? The Tablet and Hammerstorm, he will end up falling. It's a full genocide coming out for BEC as they only lose the Benzington and the Geomancer in exchange for the 5 players. And now they will look to turn their attention to the Kongor. The question is, do they have the damage to bring down the Kongor without the Benzington? The Arachna not sporting the most right-click damage with only the Hellflower picked up. And they don't have any kind of sustain with a Whispering or anything like that. Will they be able to bring down this Kongor? They even use the Sheepstick. And it almost makes you wonder if they were better off pushing a tier 2 tower. Deadwood is going to take a lot of pressure here. Arachna is going to take some pressure. The Willowmaker being used as well. It looks like they will get the Kongor killed, and they will give the Token of Life to Arachna. So Man, that looked so funny. They used Sheepstick, Willowmaker, Spider Sting. They were doing everything in their power to take out this Kongor for the token. And they also get the third, this should be the third buff. Arachna a little slow to pick up his stat. Everyone, so we got damage on the Geo, movement speed, movement speed, movement speed, and movement speed. Movement speed, damage, movement speed, damage. So everyone taking movement speed or damage. So we do now have the respawners coming up. We have Elemental Void off cooldown. Everything ready to go for our Hellborn side. Legion side, the Willowmaker and the Emerald Red are coming up any second now. So they have 2 minutes and 2 seconds here on the Token of Life. We are going to see a base push coming out from BEC as they try to crack the first racks of the game with the Siege buff and the Token of Life. At the 40-minute mark here, they're sitting on a 13,000 gold and 12,000 experience lead. They are pulling a little bit of gold, but not the most. I have seen much worse from other games in the past. The grip will get purged off here from Arachna. Crystal Field is not going to connect. Geomancer is taking some heavy pressure. Here comes the Shadow Storm in the background. It's going to land onto the Deadwood. Shrunken Head is popped. Hammerstorm blinks in. Tempest jumps in with a Shrunken Head. He's going to get spidered up by Arachna. Arachna's now very far out of position. Benzington, he will be looking to use a Nightfall. The Solo Hole comes out onto Benzington. He did not pop his Shrunken Head before landing, and that could be the difference. He will go down as he does end up falling as he pops the Shrunken at the end. Tempest will go down. He is not going to buy back. Arachna with the token. She will respawn, but she will respawn into the entire team of Team Tim. She will go down. Electrician jumps in with the Frostfield Plate. And Aluna, she will tablet up the cliff. She actually gets stuck! Oh my god, that's so unfortunate. She cannot run. She will portal key, and she almost gets stuck yet again. She gets purged. The Deja Vu is no longer and gripped up. She will go down. That is just so unfortunate what happened there to Aluna. But Benzington using the Nightfall into the Elemental Void without the Shrunken being popped. The team support was not there in time. And Tempest with the Shrunken used very early on in the fight. That could have very well gotten cancelled from any disable from BEC. So they do not take a very solid team fight there. And Team Tim, they only lose the Tempest, I believe, as everyone stayed alive. And they get a 5-for-1 team fight. That closes the gold lead from 13k down to under 7k.
You are cleansed for
We see
death.
Hammerstorm pick up the Symbol of Rage as well, so his survivability is very high right now with both the Shrunken and the Symbol. Benzington has not completed anything post Geometer's Bane. He's sitting on 1,300 gold. I think we could see a Wingbow. Wouldn't be out of the question for the evasion against Hammerstorm. I do feel like one of the big ways he dies this game is just to right-click Storm Hammer. So I think the Wingbow would make a lot of sense here. It's kind of inevitable that he gets holed. It's going to come down to whether or not he dies in the hole or if the hole gets stopped by his team. So I do think the Wingbow makes a lot of sense here for Benzington.
It all ends now.
Tempest is going to use the hole here on a Geomancer.
Humility is a virtue.
That looked really funny. It's going to get them a kill. Oh, wait. I said Geomancer? That was Arachna. Okay. A little bit less funny then. That was actually okay, I suppose, to use the solo hole. I do think they need some kind of big damage from Hammerstorm now. I think the Rift Shards would make a lot of sense. We could possibly see something like a Geometer's Bane or even an... I don't think a Nullstone would be very good. I do think some damage would be really solid on the Hammerstorm. We see a kill here with Bensington. They get the kill onto Voodoo Jester. Very easy, quick kill. They pop the Shrunken on Bensington and they fall back. But 3k gold on the Hammerstorm. He has both his buybacks still ready to go, so perhaps wants an item plus buyback before he buys out anything. Arcane Bomb picked up on the Lodestone, so they do have the full Demonic Breastplate on Deadwood. Man, that is a really farm Deadwood. He's only 350 GPM, but he's really played well this game. On top of the Aluna, I think we've had great backline team support coming out from BEC here in game number 2. Shrunken Head was picked up on Electrician. He does not have a buyback, but he's pretty full on inventory. He also has the Bound Eye as well. Gonna run into a Rev Ward here, not to care about that too much. Tablet also picked up on the Geo. I think he may have had that for a while, so some great utility on the Geomancer. But yeah, Bensington with the 4k gold. I think we will see a Wingbow on Bensington. It would make so much sense against the Hammerstorm, forcing him to build into a Savage Mace, which will leave him very vulnerable to the Spider Sting of Arachna.
You are cleansed for death.
$5k gold on Bensington. So both the carries pooling 5k gold. It's a stalemate of who's going to show an item first and what's going to happen. We see the Brute Strength being used here by Hammer. A little bit preemptive there as nothing was really happening. Does need to be careful. I think he showed that he used the Brute Strength there as well. Oh, Electrician, he jumps in. Geomancer with a nice portal key backwards. Top lane, we have both sides really baiting their base fights or base engagements. Hammerstorm is going to show here. Will they go for the kill though? Is the question. They have Nightfall. I think they might try for it. I mean, it's a risky play, but let's see. They're not valuing going for it. Hammer picks up a Wingbow, and Bensington also bought something. I missed it. It's going to come out to him in a second though. But the Wingbow on Hammerstorm. Now see, this I don't agree with because they're playing against an Arachna, and Arachna is going to give True Strike to everyone. So the Wingbow on the Hammer makes a lot less sense than the Wingbow on the Bensington this game. I think he sold it actually. But he had 5k gold, so I'm not sure what he spent the other 2 or 3k gold on. But we do see the Wingbow picked up on Bensington. He sold it and lost half gold. Oh my god, that's really unfortunate. If that is what happened. You guys might be right. I don't see any item coming to him. I think he sold the Wingbow late and lost half gold. So he ends up losing about. Here's Wingbow. It's 5,700. He loses like 2,850 or something. Quite a lot of gold. Very unfortunate. That would be, that's like having the buyback on top of the item. So a bit of a mistake there. We have the Wingbow though on the Bensington, which I did point out that is very good for this match. It will force the Hammerstorm to now buy a Savage Mace. So he can continue to rain down the auto attacks on the Bensington. Without the lifesteal though, if Hammer has the Shrunken, this Savage Mace, he has a clear advantage against the Wingbow. Dutch will need the Whisper or the Lifesteal, the Symbol of Rage himself, so he can man up and man fight the Hammer 1v1. We see a Jade Spire pickup on the Tempest. I don't know how I feel about this because it doesn't make the hole bigger, it just makes the cast range bigger, and it's still really easy to for them to stop the Tempest hole. They will probably need like a Savage Mace or Ragnar or something hitting the Tempest, otherwise they have to catch him with Hellflower. So he will get a full hole, but oh, he actually popped Shrunken there by accident. I don't think they saw that though, so he will probably just tell his team not to fight, that he used Shrunken by accident. They'll wait the 1 minute cooldown on the Shrunken. Probably no harm done. They pick up a Bola on the Arachna. That's actually fine. So the one way they can deal with a hole is if they can't cancel the hole, they'll just disable the hammer for the duration and not allow him to auto attack. They get a kill onto Geomancer here in the bot lane. Solo kill actually coming out from Electrician. He dealt so much damage actually with the Frostfield. Insane. So you guys are talking about Deadwood canceling hole. The thing is, if you're a Tempest, all you have to do is hole on top of yourself, and the Deadwood can never ever cancel the hole. Like Deadwood is not a good canceller to a Tempest with Shrunken. It just doesn't work. You can't. Oak Bolt does not cancel as well. It's still a magic type stun, even though it's a physical cast spell. When you play Tempest, you can aim your hole in front of you, on top of yourself. It all comes down to Tempest just has to hole on top of himself. Blink in where he wants to hole and hole. So anyway, we have Hyper Crown picked up a hammer, not the correct item. This has to be Savage Mace. I'm not too sure why they want the magic damage. Especially when there's multiple Shrunkens and an Arachna with Carapace. They aren't suffering from Rax's Mega Creeps in any lanes. I don't think the Hyper Crown makes any sense here on the Hammerstorm. We have Gnome's Wisdom picked up on Geomancer, so a little bit late, but it will give them some extra magic armor. I'm not too sure if this was... if this is honestly going to do all that much, because it's almost approaching the 1 hour mark now of the game. We have Staff of the Master on Aluna, so to explain what that does, it powers your abilities with the next 20 seconds. So it normally, I believe, is 10, and now it's 20 seconds. So it doubles the duration of Emerald Red, allowing you for more uses of red abilities.
You are cleansed for death.
So post Bola, we haven't seen much from Arachna. 1600 gold. He does not have buyback money yet, so he's trying to farm his buyback. Deadwood sitting on 2700 gold. He will probably keep his buyback as well. Since there's no Resto Stone on the Tempest, there's no threat of 2 holes. There's just Geomancer is going to port. Will he get caught here? He will get stormed up. The port will get stopped, and Geomancer will end up falling. Mid lane, we're gonna have Shrunkens being popped by Deadwood and Benzington. They already used the Joust. They will not go for a kill on Electrician, who has a Shrunken still up. So they trade supports for supports, but Shrunkens were used on the side of Legion, whereas they were not on Hellborn. So Hellborn has a little bit of an advantage here. Meteor are going to be used, nobody going to be found though. Arachna split pushing in the bottom lane. Meanwhile, this is going on. They're going to have to make a decision here. Can they fight with the Shrunkens down on the Deadwood and the Benzington? Can they hold the Rax against Tempest Hole? Or do they look to split push the side lanes? And it looks like Team Tim will actually decide that they want to take a Kongor away from the Legion and they will have theirs spawning in 3 minutes, so this could potentially give a token of life. We have the upgraded Staff of the Master being given to Blazington. I love Staff on Sir Benzington. Very, very nice pickup mechs, giving the extra attack range, so extra attack range to Benzington, as well as a, I believe it's 4-second cooldown on the twig. It should say here somewhere. So we have Lancelong. It says 14, but it's not 14. Where does it say? I think it's 4 or 6-second cooldown on twig. And then he gets extra range, so he's now 650 range. So he is attacking from farther than Arachna. Well, Arachna actually got nerfed recently. She's 575. But the point being, 650 attack range on the Benzington. Super, super nice. So they have Rift Shards picked up on the Benzington. He does not go for Symbol of Rage. He's going for raw damage right clicks. And I suppose it's another way of dealing with the Hammerstorm, who's very tanky. He will get the what is it, 7? So it's level 3 right now, but he gets a percentage of Hammer's HP in extra damage on top of the Rift Shard. So very, very good item for dealing high damage quickly. Versus he's choosing not to try to sustain himself against the Symbol from Hammer. So there's the Rift Shards 4. It's going to be completed. He has 3,600 gold, which is enough for at least one buyback. And Tempest, still nothing like a Resto Stone or Staff to help his ultimate either have 2 or reduce cooldown. TPs are coming into the top lane. He will probably purge up the illusions here. Oh, that purge was actually not up. They get the base tower down to very low. Power throws are coming in to clean up the creeps. Actually, looks like he used them to scout positioning. Deadwood, it might get scouted out here by Lodestone. He has a Storm Spirit. He will use it. Here comes the Voodoo Jester and the Rocket Drill. Well, they have the damage though to bring down the. Oh, they're gonna use the hole for Deadwood. Oh, that's a lot of cooldowns being used for a kill on the Deadwood. Deadwood has a buyback though, despite using the Shrunken there. Hammer actually bought the Savage, so he sold the Twin Blades for Savage. It's interesting. I mean, he has great items now, but I don't know how I feel about the Hyper Crown. It's safe to say the Savage was 100% necessary against the Wing Bow. Power throws, where are the power throws going?
You are cleansed for death.
So BEC has a decision to make now if they want to try to do something with Elemental Void down for 90 more seconds. They do have to wait for their Deadwood to respawn. But they have a double damage here on the Hammerstorm, chunking down the Kongor. And this, I believe, will drop a token of life. And I think that they should give that to the Electrician. Oh, actually, they could give it to Tempest. Tempest doesn't have a buyback, but he's not up here. He's in the top lane, so they should give this to Electrician. Did it not spawn a token? Maybe I'm dumb. I thought this was a token drop. Okay, no token. Geomancer, I believe he sees the Voodoo Jester here. Voodoo Jester actually with a portal key. Tries to chase after the Geomancer, but not gonna find him. 3,300 gold on the Lodestone. I suppose he could go for like a sheep stick or something. Next, we did have sheep on Electrician as well. He's sitting on 3,500 gold. Both carries at 600 GPM. It's a very, very even game, despite we see a 7k lead for Legion, and that's just due to more 300 GPM plus players over here. But it very much comes down to team fights. If the hole is good, if the Hammerstorm gets to hit targets with cleave. I mean, the golden XP lead is really irrelevant at this point. It comes down to who engages first, who locks down who gets the kills onto which players.
Cleansed.
So it's really anybody's game right now, as we see both sides at 1 hour with all their Raxes up. We have 3 Raxes on both sides. We have some base towers on some low HP. We have an open Rax here in the bot lane. But Tempest is working towards the Resto Stone now. I think he still needs almost 2,000 gold, around 1,700 or so for a Resto Stone. I do really not like the Jade Spire. I think that this just slowed down the Resto Stone progression. Top lane, we have Deadwood using the clear cutting here. They're really trying to chase him. Shatterstorm will miss. Deadwood PK's on out, so he has Brute Strength and Shatterstorm trying to catch him. He was pretty good at getting the Shrunken and clear cutting off there to make his escape. So Deadwood making a lot of space there in the top lane for his team. Arachna with 6k gold. I think it's safe to say they want him to start being a right-click presence. So I think the power supply should be some kind of damage assistance tool. The question is, what does he go for? What does Arachna go for here? It feels a little late for a Geometer's Bane, but I'm not sure actually. Well, maybe I don't know. It's tough. Maybe a Ganjuro, and they just. But he already has PK. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I think he does need more damage though. Goes for Rift Shards, so damage makes some sense. It will help him, similar to the Benzington, just bring down the Hammerstorm. And I do feel like the Hammerstorm is the big threat. The Tempest and the Hammerstorm, despite there being lots of control from the Storm and the Sheep of Elec and the Purge, I do feel like those are the key targets they want to go for. Hammerstorm though, he's all by himself here in the bottom lane. He does have a buyback. Here comes the Nightfall. This will be 135% to kill onto Hammerstorm. He didn't get anything off. He has a buyback. He actually has 2 buybacks. Probably enough money for almost both as well. Lodestone, not too sure what he's doing down here. He gets caught out, perhaps by the Geostock of Geomancer, and that's disastrous for Team Tim. They're going to need to buyback on both players here to defend their racks now. The immediate buyback from the Lodestone, but BEC is going cutthroat. They want to try to get a Rax here. The Waza protection's kicking in. There's the second buyback from the Hammerstorm, and BEC will immediately reset their positioning. They are splitting up quite nicely though from each other. Tempest could still hold the 2 of them. Here comes the Frostfield plate from Electrician. The grip comes out with the Shrunken Head onto Benzington. Here comes the Arcane Bomb. Shrunken is popped, but an immediate bola from Arachna into the Spider Sting. And here comes the Elemental Void. It lands onto Aluna and the Arachna. So Benzington is trying to man up. There's the second hole from the Resto Stone. Will they get the kill onto Sir Benzington? Yes, they will. It's a 4 or a 3. No, it was a 4 for nothing fight there, but it did come at the cost of 2 buybacks. And they have only 1 remaining on Elec, Lodestone, and the Hammerstorm. Aluna will buy back immediately. They have buyback on both. Or they have buyback only on the Benzington. Geomancer also bought back, so they are trying to deter the pushes. Here comes the Sheepstick with the portal key from Aluna onto Hammerstorm. They will buy back on the Benzington. He has the Nightfall ready to go. He will not use it immediately. Will they find the catch? Actually, he poured it in, so he still has the Nightfall, but he is here. Picks up a Ganjuro to replace his Steam Boots, and the TP on out from Electrician will be successful. Lodestone, will he get on out in time? Yes, he will. The Hellflower was off cooldown, or was on cooldown, excuse me, from Deadwood. So Benzington, he uses a buyback, picks up a Ganjuro to replace his boots. He will have money for his second buyback if it comes to that. Hammerstorm also has money for his second buyback, and BEC is now 5 alive. Will they look to try to break the bottom racks once again? Tempest with no elemental voids for 50 seconds plus 120 on the Resto Stone. So it's safe to say BEC has a window here of opportunity to try to crack the racks without any threat of a elemental void. Lodestone, he is smoked up in the background, trying to get a good position here. Will he end up running into BEC, though, is the question. He needs to be very careful. Arachna, though, in the mid lane, not anywhere as close to being able to make it to the team fight. I would almost rather see Benzington here and Arachna here, but here we go. The Crystal Field will be down. They will get the kill onto Hammerstorm. No team support. He cannot get the shrunken head off. He will fall. He will not have a buyback. He uses his second buyback and dies immediately. Will that be the game? As they get the first set of racks, 90 more seconds now on the Hammerstorm. Tempest is alive with one hole ready to go, but without a Hammerstorm for 80 more seconds. Here comes the sheepstick from Electrician onto Benzington. It is not going to be purged. They get the second sheepstick with the resto stone picked up from Imba Benzington has a buyback and a Nightfall ready to go. He honestly should just use it, and they should try to end this game. Dutch is not thinking about doing it, though. Here comes the Elemental Void. They do end up killing the Tempest. It ends up being a double tap for Arachna. Voodoo Jester, he will fall as well. And the Electrician, he died. He used his second buyback. Lodestone uses his second buyback. I still can't believe Dutch isn't using his buyback. He has Shrunken and... Oh, he has no Nightfall. Okay. So no Nightfall for 40 seconds. That's why. Electrician, will he end up falling here? Yes, he will. The Storm Spirit comes out from onto Deadwood. Lodestone does go down. And I think BEC has finally done it here at the 65-minute mark. The kill onto Hammerstorm really proving to be the big difference here is there's only the Storm Spirit on the Lodestone. A lot of trash talk coming out from both sides. Hopefully it's all in good fun. They will take out the third set of racks. The GGs are called, and game number 2 should go to Team Tim, as there's the vote to concede. So BEC in a 65-minute game number 2 takes out Team Tim 2-0. And that will do it for the replay.